Feeding the tribe. What do you think about it? October 30th. It is Thursday morning. Tomorrow is Halloween. And yes, the cats are buckling down for some breakfast here. You know, recently I get a lot of mail, as you guys can imagine. A lot of years. People will look at a video from 2013, 14, 15, and I will have long since forgotten the video, and I have to go back and watch the video to answer the question. So you can imagine on a day with, I don't know, 8,000 plus videos, and then the other channel, you're gonna get questions that it's gonna take some time to deal with it. That's the situation I increasingly find myself in. But amidst all the Gmails that I do get, you do get some nuggets in there, and people ask you to address specific topics. Like some of them do a video about this person. You know, they're always saying nasty stuff or that. I've really never been wired that way. Only on rare occasions do I feel compelled, because the BS gets so deep that you've got to stand up and set the record straight. And generally that sets the record straight. I mean, that tends to shut the mouths out there. That's not a fun thing to do. It's not rewarding, because think about if you come to a YouTube channel and you just happen to land on that particular video. You're like, okay, really? Yeah, it looks like some kind of little tribal warfare going on here. Doesn't concern me. I'm just going to back off from it. Yeah, no thanks, and you move on. In other words, there's no real value to anybody in that, which means more and more people tend to use social media as a battleground to fight with other people, instead of like communicating directly or whatever. They will put things on blast, and yeah, it takes a certain amount of courage to come out and be direct and to the point. But I'll tell you what, in this day and age, the thing I've noticed on social media the last 14 years is that how often it's weaponized now, social media, which is kind of sad, because it's ultimately designed for entertainment. But this one particular Gmail that I received, you get something that require a lot of thought. People know I enjoy philosophy, theology, pursuits of the mind, and things like that. Being a little deeper level thinker. And when somebody asked me, somebody said, you know, I'm a 74-year-old woman. I can't even get myself out of bed every day. Everything is miserable. You know, I've lost family members. XYZ doesn't talk to me. I fight with sisters and brothers about this and that, and I just feel like I want to be left alone. I feel like life has no happiness for me anymore. And sometimes I'll pick up on these Gmails, these mails, and I'll communicate. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm not noted for my lengthy interactions, but sometimes I even surprise myself and get out there and get involved a little bit. And you know, you ask these people describe your day, or describe your life and what you do on the daily and all that, and you'll find out it's all turned inward on what I call that moping mentality, that woe is me mentality, that nothing ever goes right for me. X happened, Y happened, Z happened. This makes this moping mentality, you can really see it accentuates as people get older, and it's very hard to break out of this mentality. In other words, you enjoy wallowing in your misery. And then over time, your tentacles of misery start to spread out to other people. Now, sometimes it's, you know, maybe it's spiritual. There's a lot of people that are lost out there, spiritually speaking. that are, into everything from demonology and the occult and crystal and spells, and you just think, you wonder to yourself, you kind of say to yourself, no wonder in today's world, that you're so lost. And somebody I knew very well got involved in that, and sad to say it didn't end well for that particular person. But the reason I bring this up, theologically speaking, is because there are so many minds that are so far off the reservation these days that they never stop to think that this can have an effect on their psyche and their mind. And at the end of it all, I'm convinced, it doesn't leave a happy person at the end of it. So when people ask me, Rosie, why are you always happy and you're laughing a lot of times? Well, I can tell you the big secret is by focusing outward your attention, not letting yourself wallow in the misery of what was. In other words, there's this tendency to be unable to break out of the past that defines you. Well, the past may have defined you until now, but it need not define you in the future. In other words, I took a lot of flack from people some that used to be close friends when I detransitioned, and it's awful or whatever. The point is, you can never allow yourself to be defined by the way that other people define you. You have to define yourself, and sometimes that takes a redefinition of yourself, a rediscovery of yourself. Not being bound by your past, but these are chains that hold people that are some of the most incredibly hard chains to break on planet Earth, because their egos and their emotions and their pride gets involved. I can't be the person that I would like to be because I'm chained into position as the person I am and the person that people expect me to be. How can I change that without upsetting the apple cart and really creating confusion and, yes, some amount of animosity amongst others? It's not easy. It's not an easy path, because many times, no matter how much you try to break away and be positive, there will always be a certain amount of people that will pick low-hanging fruit off of your tree and present that as that is you. To wit, I had somebody that was sitting in a parking lot, took a picture of the van, and this person criticizes people that are judges people. Well, we should judge people, right? And don't get it twisted. You think to yourself, the biblical path is judge not lest you be judged, right? Well, think about this, right? That's in terms of the false beliefs that you have. But when you have somebody like Jesus to criticize the Pharisees left, right, and center, and judge them up and down for year after year after year, make sense to me. In other words, if you have a guy in the parking lot that's got his hands down his pants and doing weird stuff and walking around with a stack of bohemianism, you're just supposed to accept that as normal and move on, right? One of the problems in our society today is we don't judge people enough. And look at how off the reservation things have become. Look at some of the lifestyles and the ways, and the outlandish ways that society is destroying itself today. Imagine if these people at a younger age could have received a positive mid-course correction. That might cause conflict. That might make the person upset. I might lose what little tenuous relationship I have with family members now or whatever. So I will just sell them down the river and it's fine. Right? Which is worse, judging somebody or selling somebody down the river? I ask you. Right? So, you have to understand the psychology today is so bad in the world today, and people are so damaged especially as we get older, we get so into our defined selves that, well, they become people that we don't like, people that we don't enjoy, and in the end, we're just left with bitterness, sadness, maybe a cat or two or three, and that defines our life, right? So what is the cure for all this? The cure for all this is to pull outside of yourself and to look out towards others. Some of the people that have been the harshest critics of me on this channel are people that have never ever done anything for anybody, at least anybody that we know of, or people that we care about on YouTube. You find the kindest people, the people that you most relate to, are the people that constantly do things for other people. I'm not bragging on myself, but how many days have I sat for years in that parking lot outside drinking my afternoon coffee? How many, I would say it's probably up in the thousands of dollars that I've given away to people that have come up to me. And I never refuse anybody to ask for anything. It's not my nature. We had the other day, and what do I care? Billy ran out of gas up there. I happily went down and got a gas can, filled it up, came back, drenched myself with gasoline. Billy don't like that cigarette, dude. And put a 20 spot in his pocket to help out. I mean, this is what makes happiness in life. Okay, it's not praising people whose behavior is terrible and reprehensible, and fooling people, family members. Oh, you're good the way you are, and this and that and the other. It's like our society gave up on trying to create decent people. So we shoot people, we load people into the barrel of life. We shoot them down the barrel, and no matter how off target that is, we do not attempt to correct it, no matter what they say, how they live it. I don't have a lot that's left in my life. Why would I risk that? In other words, it's a profound lack of charity. It's a massive collapse of caring about other people. People just get shot out of the barrel and they land where they land. So I told this woman in particular, and I asked her to define her days, and she said, well, I don't know, I get up, I read the paper, or, watch you, Rosie, watch some YouTube videos. I go outside, do a little gardening, come in the afternoon, I have my tea and have a little dinner at 6 o'clock, and I go to bed at 7, and I'm the most miserable person in the world. Well, I would suggest that you broaden your life out. I found what was most helpful to me in terms of helping me move forward, not perfectly, but in a direction that I think is a good one, is finding people that are worse off than you are and attempting to get in there and help those lives and to do things to really make the effort to invest in someone else. It's easy on YouTube to just be a sharpshooter and just stick in the woods and take pot shots at people that have done 1,000 times more good things in their lives and had 1,000 times more success in things in life than you would ever have or ever dreamed of in yours. That's the low-hanging fruit of things. But to go positive is a totally different story. Perhaps this is why I so enjoy the annual fundraiser for St. Joe's food program down in Las Vegas, because I can see where everything goes. I can see the need. And at the end of the day, we can all feel good about ourselves for being a part of that. And everybody walks away from those experiences feeling positive about life. And when they feel positive about their life and what they're doing for other people, it lifts them up internally. They walk a little higher. They feel a little better about themselves. All of a sudden, they matter in the world. And I'm going to leave it on this note. The biggest struggle for humans, especially in Western civilization in America today, in my opinion, is the desperate need to know their lives matter. When you live a life that's turned in on itself and is curled in on itself on a daily basis, your life doesn't really matter to anybody else, does it? But when you put yourself out there and get involved in community and work and charitable endeavors and things like that, all of a sudden your life really matters to people. All of a sudden you have purpose. And there's so many people in our society today that have no purpose. They go through the motions of getting up in the morning like robots, going through their life, going through their day, going to sleep at night, getting up and all, doing it. They have no purpose. They have no place that they're going to. Perhaps they've cut themselves off from church. Oh, I don't believe in that. Only, only hypocrites go to or in church these days. Well, I would say they're exactly where they need to be there, right? But we start to become embittered about life and then pull away and blame this, blame that, for this is what ruined me, that's what ruined. No, this is what ruined me. Okay. The biggest problem today, the biggest mental health challenging this nation, this civilization today, is the desperate need for people to feel like their lives matter. Take away purpose in life. Take away a destination in life. Take away an end goal in life. Well, what does football become? It becomes people just running around a field. I don't know what they're doing. Who's winning? I don't know. Only worthwhile activities have a goal in them. And when you live a life without purpose, when you make life all about yourself, you make yourself miserable. When you turn outward and actually care about other people and get out of the trees and stop being a little sharpshooter out there picking off people. Boo, I saw this you did. Boo, I saw that you did. Boo. You're not really moving forward in life. I guess this is why I've said before for the past couple of years that it's a spiritually dead place that we live in now, because we drove so much of the spirit out of our world, because it's like, oh man, I can't be involved. What the hell, right? I mean, I don't like to teach, and they conflict with my life. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear. Insulating ourselves has been a real common response to a lack of purpose and a lack of spiritual direction in life, and it shows. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Saturday kicks off this third annual St. Joseph's fundraiser for the food drive. We're going all in on backstopping funds for food this year, and obviously with what's going on in the world, we need it. And I hope that you will consider being part of it. There's not one person that's come away from the years we've done this that's not felt great on that night about what was accomplished. And every time they happen to glance through my videos of people being fed and things, they can say, I helped to do that. And that is a great thing. Hey, you want to care about your mental health, get a goal in life and achieve it. Don't be like those football players running around the field. What's the point? What are we doing? All right, guys. Thumbs up or appreciated. If you're not subscribed, we're going to have more philosophical forays coming up. At the end of the day, be nice, okay? Don't let yourself be defined by other people, okay? Your job is to define yourself so overwhelmingly that no one can move the masses' perception of you away from that rock of reality, okay? All right, guys, thumbs up or appreciated. Hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.